Tyson Fury mocks Francis Ngannou, totally disrespects him, as we say in England, takes the piss. Whatever way you want to slice it, whatever you want to call it, he is mocking him. He does not take it seriously. He does not respect the threat of Francis Ngannou one little bit. And why do I say that? Well, it's very simple. He's already booked his next fight against Oleksandr Usyk, who is the next best heavyweight on planet Earth. He's boxing Francis Ngannou on the 28th of October in Saudi Arabia. And now he's already scheduled his next opponent, a very, very serious threat, a man that is undefeated, a man that just beat Anthony Joshua twice in a row, right? So what is he doing? He's overlooking Francis Ngannou. He's taking the piss. He doesn't give him any credit whatsoever. Look, listen, Ngannou's not a boxer. He's a mixed martial artist. We know that. He's not as tall. He's not as fast. He's not as skilled. But the man can bang and he can knock people out. And I'm telling you, is Tyson Fury making a massive mistake here? Because in the fight game, they always say, never look past your opponent. Never underestimate your opponent. Always expect the best version of them. When I'm commentating UFC fights, we do what's called fighter meetings on the Wednesday before the fight. I speak to them all. I say, listen, you get the job done here. What do you want next? What do I hear? It's the same thing every single time. Oh, I'm not looking past my opponent. I am not thinking about another fight right now. I've got my hands full with this on Saturday night. After that, I'll think about it. And look, listen, I get it. Tyson Fury is unbelievable. The man's undefeated. He's got one draw. He's a boxing phenom. He's ridiculous, okay? He's incredibly quick. He moves like a middleweight, even though he's 6'9". But when you look at Tyson Fury and the way that he showed up to the press conference, again, is he underestimating him? Because it looked like, and listen, I'm a Tyson Fury fan, so if you see this Tyson, shout out, brother, and good luck. But he looked like the old Tyson Fury when he kind of went off the boxing for a little bit of while, when he went into depression, when he piled on shit tons of weight. And Tyson does not give a f***. And that's what I like about it, because it's absolutely hilarious. You've got Francis Ngannou there, carved out of stone. Tyson Fury rocks up with the big wobbly belly, doesn't give a shit. Even mocked Francis, like, yeah, have a go on that, have a good feel. You know, have you got a big Tory? The man don't give a f***, right? But he's out of shape. He's not in the best shape, and the fight's going down in just over 3 weeks. And as we know, he's taking on Oleksandr Usyk, right? That says to me, he's not taking this threat seriously. And I understand that, and rightfully so, because he's one of the best heavyweight boxers, if not the best heavyweight boxer of this generation. But it's two human beings. And Francis Ngannou hits like a Ford truck coming at you about 50 miles an hour, or so they say.
His punch is the equivalent to 96 horsepower, which is equal to getting hit by a Ford Escort going as fast as it can.
They did some tests. That's what they say. He hits like a Ford Escort, I think it was. Regardless, the man can bang. He almost decapitated Alistair Overeem. If you're a boxing fan, he was a great fighter in the UFC back in the day. So you've got to give the man a little bit of respect, because anytime two human beings that train step into a ring or an octagon, anything can happen. And certainly in the heavyweight division, one shot can change everything. But Tyson Fury doesn't seem to think so.
Because there ain't a man out there born from his mother that can stop me or beat me. I haven't seen one yet anyway. Maybe he's not born.
Now this fight's going to be an absolute blockbuster. Rumor is $200 million. That is what Tyson Fury is getting paid for this. Eddie Hearn refutes that. He said it's probably more like 100 million. 100 mil, 200 mil. Either way, it's a shit ton of dough, right? But then he's fighting Oleksandr Usyk, right? Is he disrespecting Usyk as well? Right? Listen, if Tyson Fury goes out there and pulls this off, 2 fights in quick succession, back to back, takes out one of the most dangerous guys to come from the UFC, and then takes on the next best heavyweight on planet Earth, beats them both, makes it look easy, and walks off to the bank with 200, 300, 400 mil, whatever the number is, right? The man will go down in history. That will be unbelievable. But shit can go wrong. When you underestimate your opponent, look at what can happen. I hate to bring myself into the situation. When I fought Luke Rockhold and I became champion of the world, he disregarded the threat. And I told him, yeah, you beat me once before, but every single fight is different. And one shot, boom, left hook Larry. That's all it takes. And that's all she wrote. And I became champion of the world and ended up in the Hall of Fame. Could you imagine if Francis Ngannou does that? Oh my God, people's pets' heads will be falling off. all over the place, right? It's more than likely not going to happen. But if you speak to Francis Ngannou's coach, Eric Nixick, he was saying, look, listen, we have that offbeat rhythm. We have that weird timing. He doesn't follow the rhythm and the rule set and the skills that a boxer has, right? And that's all well and good. And yeah, maybe when you spar a noob, right? When you spar someone that doesn't really know what they're doing, when someone that doesn't follow the rules, they do have weird punches that come from weird angles. You know, that's what people said about Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, right? But the best I can relate it to is when you box a new starter, a beginner, right? They don't know what they're doing. They're kind of spazzy. They're all over the place. And they catch you with stuff that they shouldn't do. That's not enough to beat Tyson Fury. Let's just have it right. If Francis Ngannou is going to win this fight, he's going to do it in the first 2 or 3 rounds. He's going to get a hold of Tyson Fury, push him into the corner, and then just swing like an absolute maniac. Because if he tries to pick his shots, number one, he's not fast enough, he's not skilled enough, and he just won't land. He will be hitting fresh air all day. But if he throws him in the corner, uses his power, uses his strength, uses the wrestling whilst he can before the ref breaks it up, and just swings like a maniac, you never know. Outside of that, it's all done. Simple as that. But more importantly, is he taking the piss out of Francis Ngannou? Because if he doesn't respect it, you never know. Look, the biggest upset in the history of boxing was Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, who just happens to be training Francis Ngannou, taking on Buster Douglas. That went down in 1990. Nobody gave Buster Douglas a chance. But what happened? He knocked him out. And the odds were 42-1. If you put $100 on Buster Douglas, you would have walked away with a profit of $42,000. And that bet came in. That bet came in. If that doesn't tell you that anything can happen in the squared circle, in the octagon, in a ring, on the street, I don't know what does. So, for the love of God, Tyson, get in the gym, get training, because I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. And I'm a fan of Francis Ngannou. And may the best man win. Oleksandr Usyk's probably sitting there thinking, oh my God, this is brilliant.
I'm very feel.
So Usyk's probably thinking, this is awesome. I've got the toughest fight of my life. He's distracted with Francis Ngannou, right? He's having that kind of circus, that freak show, that spectacle, that money-making, cash grab, whatever you want to call it. Usyk is there training his goddamn ass off, bringing in tall sparring partners from all over the world to be the best version of himself, okay? I get what Tyson's doing. Listen, he's being a showman. He's being an entertainer. He's trying to earn as much money as he can. And I respect him for that, because that's why we all do this. But legacy, history, that is something very important. Tyson Fury's already got all the money in the world, okay? Simple as that. He smashed it. He's knocked it out of the park. But if he loses to Oleksandr Usyk, man, that will taint his legacy forever. And he will never forgive himself. So you got to take it seriously, because it's 2 men entering. Simple as that. And Francis Ngannou, even though he's not a boxer, he's a very, very dangerous individual. But still, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Francis Ngannou, let's be honest, is going to lose. But anything can happen. Just ask Mike Tyson, okay? 42-1. Buster Douglas knocked him out. If you put $100 on him, you walked away with $42,000, okay? I mean, that's the best example you will ever see. And here we have Tyson Fury absolutely taking the piss, mocking Francis Ngannou, not taking the threat seriously one little bit. I can see the humor in it, though. It is kind of funny. It is kind of comedic. It is Tyson Fury to a goddamn T. And if anyone can pull it off, well, it is Tyson Fury. Let's be honest. But still, there it is. There's the video. Subscribe, ring the bell. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you soon.